All right, what's up everyone? Kevin Leslie, and talking about good length versus bad length. And when rowing, when you really think about this sport or using this machine at its core, it's about establishing length and adding power through that length. And at the end of the day, the person who is long and strong is going to produce a better outcome. That at its simplest form is our sport. So now, how do we really think about how to establish that length and then be able to incorporate power? And that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get to that, if this information is helpful for you, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. We got rowing videos coming out every week. We're just getting started. So again, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Now, let's get started. So, length and good length. What do I mean by that? So when we are rowing, a lot of athletes think that it's about getting as much length as any means necessary. And in reality, there's a difference between, again, establishing that length and establishing good length. Length that we are trying to get that compromises good form, that compromises proper technique, that compromises efficiency with our drive is bad length. Let me give you two examples, right? So the first one is when athletes are rushing up to the front end and they are reaching into that catch position, right? They're flexed, right? No, you would never advise someone to lift a heavy weight with this kind of body structure. That's an example of bad length. Although we're getting length, it's bad length because our form is in a compromised position. Another example is when we are coming back to the finish position and we are laying so far back where literally if I took my foot out from underneath, I'm gonna fall off the back end. That's another example of bad length. Athletes who are trying to squeeze every link in that chain out of the machine. Again, you are doing yourself a disservice when you're trying to couple that with thousands upon thousands of strokes in a particular session. So those are two examples. Another one, right, a sneaky one is when you are rushing the slide and you're trying to get more over compression, right? You're putting yourself in a weaker position. You're also knocking yourself out of proper form, right? That's another example of bad length versus three examples of good length, right? So now, good length, right? I'm here at the front end. I'm stretched out as far as I can. I'm fully extended through my arms, right? This is an example of good length, right? I'm nice and tall. I run through my checklist, right? Shins vertical, shoulders in front of the hips, arms fully extended, right? This is an example of a good catch position. Now, when you're running or going up to the front end, there might be a little bit of momentum, right? So you might be getting a little bit more over compression, but at least your body is in a structured position where you're not compromising proper technique. Another example, right? So I'm feet out here, and I come to that finished position, good length, right? This is an example of good length. Now again, if your feet are strapped in, you may be a little bit further, but I'm not all the way back here where I'm literally shaking trying to hold this position, right? And you think it's a joke, but a lot of athletes feel like they have to squeeze every ounce of length at the back end. What's the cost long term? That's what I want you thinking about. Versus if I'm here at the finished position, again, I've established that length. I'm in a good upright tall position. And this is an example of, again, good length, right? I'm not here. I'm at that 11 o'clock layback. So again, good length at the front end, right? I'm maximizing that reach. My arms are fully extended. I have my 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock body angle, right? And I'm nice and tall with moderate compression, right? I'm as far up as I can without momentum driving me forward, right? So that's an example of good front end length. And then back end length, right? If I'm rowing feet out, am I able to actually sit in this position comfortably, right? I have a little bit of engagement through the core, but I'm not overly extended where it feels like I'm going for a ride off the other side. Those are examples of good length. So again, when we're taking our stroke, we're not compromising our form for length, right? We are trying to establish good length, and then we figure out how to actually deliver power through that drive. That's all I got. Again, if you like this information, please subscribe. It really helps us out. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.